Hi guys, you may have noticed I've got a little bit more space now that I've got rid of my big boom mic. I'm using this lapel thing, so let's see how we get on with it. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Fanatec Podium Porsche GT3 R leather wheel. In previous episodes, we've taken a look at all of the modules that make up the bundle that is this wheel. But is this Porsche rim the icing on the cake for all these parts? Let's dive in and see if this piece of kit is worth investing in. If you've already watched many of my episodes around the podium parts that I've reviewed, then you might want to skip the assembly section because that does get a bit repetitive. We're going through the APM, the Podium Hub, the endurance button module, and mounting that with the rim. Before we look into that, however, I'd just like to give a shout out to Bad Habit RC. They highlighted that the R300 with the endurance button module, whilst not ideal, the problems can be mitigated a little bit by using some spacers between the button module and the rim. Gives you that little bit of extra space so it's more comfortable to work with. So thank you very much for sharing that tip. Let's go and have a look at that rim then. So as I mentioned in the preamble, this wheel is made up of a bundle with many parts, much of which we've already seen on this channel before. So I'm skipping those for the unboxing and we'll just be having a look at the rim. If you want to have a look at the unboxing for those other parts, I've linked that above from my previous videos. The wheel comes in a simple yet sturdy box. Not a whole lot dissimilar to that of the R300, but it does have some nice Porsche related branding. Inside you find a rim and some screws. It has to be said that the Porsche badge on this rim looks pretty damn special and it is super shiny. For assembly, first up we need to mount the Club Sport QR to the Podium Hub. This is a very simple process, but be careful not to go bending the pins. They have the protective sleeve for a reason, so just be very careful with that. The Club Sport QR can only go on in one direction, so just make sure that you've got it mounted flush against the Podium Hub and screw it on. Once that is done, we can start to build up the advanced paddle module. We have a choice of 2 sets of carbon paddles, and we want to go for the larger ones. The smaller ones really are for just formula rims. Thread the cables of each paddle module through the Podium Hub and then plug them into the appropriate place on the Podium Hub. You will first have to take off that plastic cover to get to the plug. Next up, we have to mount the endurance module. To do this, we need to align the module and the wheel with our hub and screw them all together using the longer screws supplied with the button module. With all those screws tightened up, we're ready to go. If you want to have a longer assembly instruction process, I've got that in the R300 video, so take a look at that above. We're back at Nürburgring for testing. Anyone would think I'm preparing for an endurance race here or something. Yes, I am. And I have to say, I immediately felt at home with this wheel. Yes, I know I'm driving a BMW with a Porsche badge, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm testing as I'm practicing, so sorry. The button module is a much better fit on this larger rim, and most of the problems I encountered with the module mounted to the R300 are gone. You've got plenty of room between the rim and the button module. You're not accidentally bashing those buttons as you're steering. It's all good there. The APM I was a little worried about. The paddles are the same as what you'd use on the R300, but actually I didn't feel like I had to adjust them at all. They just felt comfortable and in the right position. The size of the Porsche rim made it quite comfortable lapping around the Nordschleife, and I really started to enjoy it in the later laps. Personally, I think I'd go for the suede wheel next time rather than the leather one, but the rim still felt comfortable with both sets of gloves that I currently regularly use. Here we are again, guys. Final thoughts time. I can't find much to fault about the Porsche wheel. I guess I could complain about it being a bundle rather than a pre-built wheel, and you're essentially doing the assembly process for Fanatec, but that's not the end of the world. There's also the software issue with ITMs, which you have on the endurance button module, and that causes jolts when you're using a Podium DD. This is an issue that's been long running. It's been around for a while, well noted. They're on top of it. Hopefully it'll be resolved sometime later in the year, but it is an annoyance. This wheel being from Fanatec's more premium range, it's quite expensive. And I think it would be nice if they offered a wheel which didn't come with the badge tax. Having said that, the little bit of bling that you get from the Porsche logo on there is very nice. If you want to save yourself a few quid, you could go for the Club Sport option. It will save yourself a few quid, but it doesn't come with the APM, and so we'll lose some of those features. Overall then, I'd say this is a very good wheel, very good looking and well made. If you find yourself in the Fanatec world with a little bit of money to spare, then this wheel is a good choice. And I would say it's as close to perfect as you're going to get within this price range. It has some niggly issues, and I have heard problems with endurance modules failing, APMs failing, button caps cracking, but these are all things that I've heard and not experienced myself. Put that into context, over the last 18 months that I've been sim racing, I've purchased something like 30 different devices off of Fanatec and had one failure. Of course, there's the possibility that you might get unlucky though. If you've liked this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you'd like to share your thoughts on Fanatec's wheel range, please do so in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your subscription is always valued. And until next time, stay safe, guys. Bye-bye for now. Being one of the more premium